will please stand up. Good afternoon. My name is Neil Unruh. Welcome to Bradenton, Kiwanis. Great to see everyone here. Special welcome to all our guests who we'll introduce a little later. At this time, I'll have Jay Ellis come up and give us our invocation. We'll do the pledge and sing My Country 'Tis of Thee after that.
Okay, bow with me in prayer. Father, we're just thankful. Thankful we're all here. We're on this side of the ground. We're enjoying beautiful weather that you give us. Thank you that we're enjoying the company and fellowship of each other. Take our hearts in our hands and continue to use us to better this community to your glory and honor. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring. All right, you can all be seated. We're going to start in about 5 minutes or so. We have a lot of stuff to get through with membership, as well as our history is a long one today. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to start a little early because we do have some membership things that we want to go through. But first, I'll have Rita, if you will please come and introduce any guests that we have here today.
Good afternoon, everyone. So to our special guests, when I call your name, if you'll please stand so we can give you a warm Kiwanis welcome. So our first guest is Julie Holbrook, guest of Sharon Barhars.
I just wanted to say that Julie is participating in our Action Club, our Kiwanis, the Penguin Project, rather, and she's the candidate.
Oh, nice.
So she's not only in the, there's 2 groups, so she's in both groups as Ms. Hannigan. So she's really a great addition to the cast.
Okay. We also have Jay Ellis, guest of Sharon Barhars. Okay. John Agnelli, guest of Don Stanhope. And Ashton Dunbar, guest of Don. Thank you all for attending and welcome.
All right, thank you, Rita. At this time, we want to do some membership things. So Jack Powers, will you please come forward?
Good job.
Come on, you can do better. You can do better.
Thank you, everybody. Great to see everybody today. I'm going to be pretty brief with my membership report because we have some pins to pass out to our current slate of officers, and we have some name badges to give out to some of our new members. And so let me just get to it and say that, first of all, the state of our membership is very strong. We should feel good about it. Right now, we have 175 members, and yeah, it's great. It's up 2 members from last month, so that's always a positive sign. Now that breaks down as follows. We have 91 individual memberships, 35 corporate, 24 senior memberships, and 25 in the satellite club. So that's great, and glad to have them all here. It's a real tribute to all of you. Many of you current members are responsible for bringing in new members to the club. Of course, you're the greatest source of new members, and if you're a current member and have not done that, I would invite you to please find somebody and keep that in the back of your mind that we'd love to have them here. We don't have to do a sales job. We're not twisting anybody's arms. All you're really doing is inviting them to a nice lunch and a good guest speaker. So a lot of times the club will sell itself. So if you know of anybody and you're hesitating, just ask. They may say no, but they may say yes, and then we got them started. So please do that. For those of you that are new members, just a friendly reminder that the lunch is a big part of our club, but it's not the only part of our club. Please think about joining one of our committees. We have a lot of them. They're all listed on Portal Buzz, along with the current committee chair, who you can contact to find out more about the committee and talk about joining that. And of course, Mike Baird does a great job every week telling us about all of our service projects that we have, and those are fantastic. If you haven't gotten involved in a service project, please try to do that as a new member. That's a great way to build relationships in the club, help your community, and I'll tell you what, I've never been on a service project where I didn't have a lot of fun. So they really are fun to do. So just that reminder to you. We also are doing other things to attract new members. All the work that we're doing on social media is really paying off. We're getting a lot of activity, a lot of hits. We're getting people that are calling to learn more about the club. You already know about our backstage tours that we've been doing. That's been very successful. We bring people in, they get a backstage tour here at the Playhouse, and then we invite them to join us for lunch. So that's working out very, very well. We've got 4 people coming next Tuesday, and we, of course, will be at the ball game, but they will each receive a nice packet of information, and they'll get a free lunch card to come back at a later date and join us for lunch. So we're doing that. We're also, as we do every year, we find that the Leadership Manatee is a great source of new members for us. We usually pick up 4 to 6 new members a year from that class. That class is currently in session. I think it goes into April, but we recently worked with them and sponsored an event. A lot of them came up to us and said they plan on joining. Some don't know if they'll join the main club or they might join satellite, but that's a great source for us, and we expect, again, another 4, 6, maybe 8 new members to join us from that group once they graduate. So we're moving in the right direction. The numbers are going up, and as I said, as we go forward, we've got 2 pending applications that the board will vote on at the next meeting in April. So when we come back in April, we should be able to add those to our group, and then, as I said, with Leadership Manatee, maybe 4 or 5 more. So that's where we're at, and that's a very positive direction for us as we finish out this year. So anyway, now what I'd like to do is present some some name badges, and I'll just say to you that if you receive your name badge today, it may have been put away, but if they're still out there, there's a ribbon that you can get that says new member. Just please grab one of those and you can attach it to your name badge. If they're not out there when the meeting's over, they'll be out there next week when you check in, and just you can get one of those and put them on. So first of all, Rodney, you're going to have to help me with your name. I'm sorry. Rodney Kwiatkowski. Please come up, Rodney. Thank you. Appreciate that. And how about Jay Johnson? Please come on up, Jay. How about, is Christy Haley here? Haley? No, okay. Xtavia Bailey? Please come on up. I don't see.
You're going to be part of the show.
I don't see Sheriff Wells here, but we'll give him his. I think he's probably got a badge anyway that's got his name on it, but we'll get him on. Jay Johnson? Oh, you got your. I'm sorry, I wrote you down twice again. Sorry. Okay. That's it for the name badges. Now, we have some special Kiwanis pins for those that are current officers of the club and for some of you that were officers. So let me just read those names off. First of all, Neil's got his own there as our current president. And could I ask Judge Gilbert Smith, please come up to receive a past president pin? We also have one for Brett Pollock. Brett's not here, okay. How about then Rita Smith, please come up as secretary. Rita's our secretary. Andy Minor is our president-elect. And then we have our co-treasurer, along with Dave Grantham, is John Mullis. John, come on up. Mike is our vice president, but I don't have a, I guess.
I have a pen.
Okay, Mike Bear, vice president.
Thank you, sir.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, he took my script. I don't know what to say anymore. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? It's on the other page.
No, you clown jokes.
Yes. There we go. Thank you. Now I know what to say. Mike Bear, will you please come up for community service? Yes, so far. I got more.
I sure will. On Thursday of this week, 2 days from now, we can use 2 volunteers to help support Boys and Girls Club, and we're going to be parking cars for the Pirates. So it's 10:45, just a couple hours over there. But if you can do that, please sign up on Portal Buzz, or since it's only a couple of days, let me know. I'm probably going to get out there myself, so maybe we only need one more. But we do need a couple volunteers. On May 6th, which is a little ways off, but that's when we're going to do our next Kids Against Hunger event, and we're looking for about 20 volunteers. Dave Bassett, I know you're going to have your fraternity brothers attend to that, so that should really help out, and that's appreciative. I just want to make an announcement that John Vida is getting recognized. John here today? He's getting recognized with the Good Scout Award this year. That's going to be sometime in May. It's going to be here, and we'll go. I don't know, Jim, did we get confirmation of the date yet?
May 12th.
It is May 12th. Okay, so just giving everybody a heads up. There'll be some announcements coming. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Mike.
Neil.
All right, we have a big member activity next week. No meeting here at the hall. We will be at LECOM. We are having our all-you-can-eat and watch the president embarrass himself by throwing out the first pitch event.
Get it to home plate.
I don't even know if I can get it that far. I was throwing about 30 feet this weekend, so I got a little ways to go yet on there. Again, sign up on Portal Buzz. We'll get the list to the Pirates. You'll pick up your ticket at will call. You'll come in and go to the left field area where the Lipinski party deck is, and we'll check you in there, and you can pay cash or check. No credit cards, please. April 4th, our next meeting should be a really interesting one. Ray Bellamy has gotten us Congressman Burgess Owens from Utah to come speak. So it should be a great program. Please invite all your friends. Let's see if we can get enough that we can open up this hall and have a great program, learning things from a different point of view from Congressman Burgess Owens here. At this time, we'll have Andy come up and give us trivia and history.
All right, guys, go.
They're just a really...
They're a lively crowd today. All right. So first we're going to do trivia. Last week we did Ed Nicholas as our esteemed president, and most of you know Ed's a great judge, but before he was a judge, he was an excellent football player, and the trivia question today is, what position did he play?
End.
End? Right there. Got the winner. Congratulations. That was finally somebody other than Bob Goss. Congratulations, come on up. And your prize today is not one, not two, but 4 gift certificates for $5 each to Shake Pit. That'll get you 1 cheeseburger. Congratulations. All right, we're really excited about our history this week. It's 2016. So member Rick Wells was elected sheriff. Betsy Benak was re-elected to maintain.
Let's call her up.
I'm getting there. Oh, sorry. Janine Amick, this is your life. Come on up. I had timing. Oh, Lord.
He had time.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's fine. Welcome, Janine. We're so excited to have you here. Well, let's get a little bit more background of what was going on in 2016, and then we're going to dive deep into who is and why Janine Amick. So, not only did Betsy Benak, one of our members, get reelected, newcomer farmer Priscilla Trace was also elected to the commission. We dodged a bullet when Hurricane Hermit missed Manatee County, but we did get a lot of rain. And of course, there was a national election in 2016, and we know how that turned out. But at Kiwanis Hall, we had another kind of hurricane happening. Hurricane Janine was coming in to be president of the Kiwanis Club. She was sworn in on September 27th, 2016, and boy, was she well prepared. Janine's always positive with the ability to find a solution to every challenge. But you may be asking yourself, how did Janine become this great leader? And who was she? Let's find out together. Janine was born in Lowell, Massachusetts, to the immigrant from Portugal, Gabriel Santos, and his teen sweetheart, Marie Oliveira. She is the oldest of 9 brothers and sisters. Janine moved to Bradenton with her mom and 4 siblings when she was 10 years old. She attended all public schools, including Jesse P. Miller and W.D. Sugg Middle. In fact, while attending Sugg Middle School in 1982, she presented the Tropicana 4-H winning speech contest at the club meeting. During that year, Dave Bassett was the president. Do you remember the speech, Dave?
Yes. Good answer.
Good answer. Janine also attended West Bradenton Baptist Church and came into contact with several Bradenton Kiwanis members, like Fred Kushmer and Kay Rowlett. She also attended Manatee High School, another hurricane, and boy, was she involved. She was a cheerleader. She played oboe in the band, sang several choirs, acted, served as president of the Surteens. Janine was a natural athlete and was a consistent standout on the track and cross-country teams. She consistently ran races and came from behind to win. She consistently won the Coaches Award for her hard work and dedication to the team. Her tenacity has always been around. After graduating from Manatee High School, she continued her education at the University of Miami of Ohio and became the Outstanding Music Program. After 3 years, she returned to Bradenton to continue her education at Manatee Community College and the University of South Florida. During this time, Janine worked at Little Caesars Pizza in various roles, including marketing. Pizza.
Are we going to say she came up with that phrase?
Oh, yeah. That wasn't the script. Yeah, Janine is the founder of the pizza phrase. Congratulations. In 1995, she seized an opportunity to begin working at Manatee Apparel Graphics, a business where she would develop her artistic side. Janine worked at this business for several years and eventually became an owner of the very successful businesswoman. She became involved in the Manatee Chamber of Commerce. During this time, she also joined the club. Lucky us. It was important to network and be mentored by the most successful business leaders of Manatee County. Janine first joined the board of the Manatee Players in 2005, and then became the development director, and of course, then became the executive officer. Manatee Players was on Main Street and was limited to how it could grow. Janine's philosophy was, lead with your strengths, is how she motivates and inspires others to this winning formula for success. She led the campaign for the future of the Manatee Players, involving the Manatee Performing Arts Center, including assisting the club in becoming involved in the establishment of this Kiwanis Hall you're sitting in today. This area would not have happened without her guidance and leadership. She became the chief executive officer of Manatee Performing Arts Center and the hands-on executive who could serve in any position necessary. Janine is a leader who has the ability to bring people together and find common cause. She's always there to fight for the underdog and look for ways to support children and the disadvantaged. Finally, with her busy schedule running Impact, Janine also found time to increase her education in nonprofits graduating from the Winchester Center and Harvard University. Janine has become an expert in so many areas, including fundraising, governance, management of a nonprofit, and the way she led the club was applying her same business philosophy, which resulted in her exceeding all of her goals and the club only becoming stronger service during her tenure. For the remainder of 2016, the club had many interesting educational programs. Tom Waters from Easter Seals talked about the new organic farming as positive impacts on students. Samuel Hurd talked about the opportunity at Horizon Academy. Nick Bradenton from the University of Tampa and Army Captain Jeremy talked about recruitment. At Manatee High School coach John Booth and Southeast coach Rashad West talked about the rivalry between the two schools. On November 8th, the club hosted the Patriots Appreciation Day to full house of members and invited guests. Then on November 15th, Farm City Week longer, a rancher, farmer, and appraiser, Hugh Taylor, was recognized as the Agriculturist of the Year award. Locally in 2017, Hurricane Irma entered Florida as a Category 4 storm on September 10th. It caused over $50 billion in damages to the state. The Manatee Performing Arts Center was opening its parking lot across the street, what makes it even more attractive for everyone to attend the performance. The Pittsburgh Pirates renamed McKechnie Field Lecon Park. And in Unsolved Mysteries for that year, Snooty celebrated his 69th birthday and a few days later dies. We were all sad, and we're still sad. And finally, when workers from the Manatee County moved to the Confederate Memorial statue during the night, the top two pieces broke. Lots of people were upset for different reasons during this time of turmoil. On January 3rd, at the regular luncheon meeting, the Kiwanis Foundation honored to award $300,000 to 6 nonprofit organizations. The organizations were the Art Center of Manatee, the Boys and Girls Club, Easter Seals of Southwest Florida, the Giving Alliance of Micah City, the Mark Wendell Foundation, and the South Florida Museum. In 2017, the club hosted many interesting and educational programs each week. Ron Heller, a motivational speaker, talked about how to succeed and be happy in your life. Steve Wilson talked about working in Mother Teresa's Calcutta. Sheriff Rick Wells talked about what the Kiwanis can do to help prevent crime in Manatee County. Blair Bloomston from Game On had everyone on their feet being positive. Melissa Wandell told us she turned a tragedy into triumph with the Red Light Camera Campaign and the Mark Wandell Foundation for Grieving Children. Alina Casella talked about the mission for the Foundation for Dreams, and as a special treat, Ed Mulock attended the luncheon. Kathy Seltzer brilliantly portrayed Mary Gates, educated and entertaining the audience about the story of the Gates family in the early days of Manatee County. Finally, Senator Greg Stubbe outlined the issues facing the legislature next year. On May 16th, Cliff Walter introduced Bert South to us and why Bradenton Kiwanis set up the Bert South Philanthropic Award. Bert was a 46-year Manatee Club member, managed the Bradenton Trailer Park for many years, served as executive director for the Bradenton Boys Club, and was the first individual to leave a legacy to the Bradenton Kiwanis Foundation. Then Bob Turner presented his first Bert South Philanthropic Award to Ray Dowling for her contributions to the community. Also at the same luncheon, the club received a new American flag from the Boy Scouts. On April 1st, members of the club met at the Youth for Christ Center to participate in Part 1, Better Manatee Day, to install a sidewalk and landscaping in the front yard. Youth from Manatee County's School Key Club also participated in the project. Led by Laurie Fox, her workers completed the project by noon. Lastly, Part 2, Better Manatee Day took place at Dream Oaks Camp on Saturday, June 3rd, 2016, and to construct picnic tables and complete other projects. Also on August 5th, Bill Murphy and Linda Acosta led hundreds of members of the club and several hundred other volunteers at Lecon Park for the 7th Christmas in August event. I think we all need to gather together and thank Janine for all of her service to the club, and thanks for a great fair event that we have us all dressing up. So thank you, Janine. You may step down. All right, so next week we'll talk about 2017, 2018. Who was the president?
Heather Doyle.
And she is hilarious, isn't she? So we'll see you all next week. Thank you.
All that, and we still have a program to go. So, this one, we're going to recognize our Youth of the Year, as well as Dawn, giving us a little bit of information on Boys and Girls Club. So, Dawn, I'll invite you up and let you introduce our special speaker today.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It is a great day to be a Kiwanian, isn't it? I have the absolute distinct pleasure of introducing our 2023-2024 Youth of the Year for Manatee County Boys and Girls Club, Mr. Jaden Dunbar. Come on up, Jaden. Without further ado.
Greetings. My name is Jaden Dunbar, and I'm representing the Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County in the Youth of the Year competition. I'm proud to say that I'm the son of Dr. Roosevelt, Melissa, and brother to Destiny Dunbar. I grew up with a strong legacy which has given me the tools to create a stable foundation. I can share the legacy that has been given with others by sharing tools they can achieve heights they never imagined. These tools are resiliency, respect, positive mindset, and commitment. My dad taught me many things. One of those things that he taught me has strengthened me is faith, which has My dad has taught me many things. One of those things that has strengthened me is faith. What faith means to me is a strong belief in myself. And faith also means forever, always, I trust Him, and that Him is God. My dad also taught me to remain humble, which is our motto at home. It is important to me to be grateful, show respect, and have a positive mindset. Being humble and having a positive attitude can take you a long way. My family has taught me to care for other people. Understanding the role my family plays in my life also had a positive effect on many of my peers. The friends that I have embody many of the same values that I have, which are love and compassion. Football has taught me to be a good leader. This important activity has forced me to lead by example, not simply by words. In my opinion, leading by action is more powerful than leading by words, because in reality, it may sound great, but in fact, may be superficial. Football has also taught me to have confidence in yourself, because I believe if you have confidence in yourself, you can achieve your goals. The Boys and Girls Club have played an important role in helping me become the person I am today. The club gave me the opportunity to develop myself through programs and activities such as Money Matters, Financial Literacy, Diplomas to Degrees, College Prep, Healthy Teens, Sports, and Teen Summits. The club would not be a part of my life without the relationship building that happened every day at the club, Boys and Girls Club. Relationship matters because positive connections are made. I have learned at the club to use my voice to advocate for others while also embodying the values of respect, positive mindset, discipline, and resiliency that will inspire the next generation. Issues that impact my family and community are what matters to me. Gun violence and violence have no place in our community and must be addressed. I hope to address in the future by opening a business that creates mentoring programs for young people, especially black males, who need a safe place to talk about any problem they have to help them in life. My freshman year, I realized that if I didn't change my mindset, I was going to let life pass me by. My high school experience made me realize I had to mature. I know that my life is a story that is being written and is actively shared. If my insides were my outsides, then you wouldn't know my race, religion, style, strength, or my weakness. If my insides were my outsides, you could not judge me or make false assumptions. To the generation that comes after me, my advice to you is be responsible, have discipline, remember your commitments, maintain a positive mindset, and do it big.
Did you all notice Jaden's shirt?
Yeah.
I mean, this gives you such great inspiration for our community and our future, doesn't it? To hear Jaden's words and speak from your heart the way you just did, that's so powerful. Now, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up. I probably should have had him speak after me. That was just brilliant. Thank you so much, Jaden. We're so proud of you. And you can see why he's a great representative for our community. And we're really excited about his next piece of the journey because he'll be going to a statewide competition coming up very soon. And he'll compete against other youth from across the state. After states comes a regional competition and a national competition. So the future is definitely bright. We're really excited about what's to come. We are going to be having, as you'll see on the tables, a breakfast to honor Jaden. And we encourage you all to get that on your calendars, to make reservations early because we will sell out this hall for sure. And to, let your business friends know there's opportunities for sponsorships and things of that nature. But I thought I would take just a couple moments as well today while we have the opportunity to give you an update about Manatee Elementary. We have a Boys and Girls Club program that would not have been possible without your support through Kiwanis. You provided 3 years of seed funding as a matching grant with Deerbrook Charitable Trust, and that allowed us to start a club there, and it's been going phenomenally well. And Mac, if you're able to pull that up, we have a little message from the kids for you. Pictures just speak 1,000 words, don't they? And video from our kids. I wish I could bring them all here so that they could thank you in person. And I know some of you get the opportunity and the pleasure of going to see our kids in person and to provide mentorship and guidance. And they soak it all up like you wouldn't believe. And they need more of that. So I'm going to encourage and challenge you to think about how you can find that time in your schedules, whether it's once in a while or if it's an ongoing opportunity to get involved. So as some of you may recall, Manatee Elementary is the first community partnership school in Southwest Florida, and that started 3 years ago. It's a collaborative model where you take a multitude of services and programs and bring them to one school site in order to serve the community and to create long-lasting, impactful change. The partners at Manatee L include USF, Children's Home Society, MCR Health, and Boys and Girls Club. Over those 3 years of funding, your investment has led to 120 youth members in the first year in 2021, 202 youth members in 2022, and just in the last 2 months of starting kind of the new calendar year, we have 106 active youth members, and we know that will grow, particularly over the summer months. The student demographics at Manatee L, 92% Black, Hispanic, Latino, or 2 or more races, 8% white, 100% on free and reduced lunch. The school grade, unfortunately, for Manatee L in the 2021-22 year was a D. And that wasn't very shocking, considering that before the pandemic, they were running at about an 18% on-grade level reading average for third graders. That went up this past year to 22%, but obviously there's a long way to go. And that's also comparing to the overall average for the district, which is at 46% on grade level. And even that is really challenging. So for those of you who are not aware of it, the Campaign for Grade Level Reading is a huge initiative, not just in Manatee County, but across the state and really across the country. But we've definitely seen impacts from the pandemic that have negatively had an impact on young people and their academic gains. The goal this year for Manatee L is to bring that 22% proficiency rate up to at least 30%. And even more importantly is showing that there's significant gains for kids from kindergarten through second grade. Oftentimes, the kids that are being assessed for their reading levels are scoring very low when they first start school, and it really takes a village approach to being able to make those gains. If they haven't had pre-K, if they haven't had a lot of literacy exposure prior to starting school, they're really behind. And particularly kids who have non-English speaking households, that becomes another barrier. So the great thing that Kiwanis is doing is you've established a bug program, Bring Up Grades, at Manatee L. And I know we've got a few folks that are involved through youth services and providing support there. We started with kindergartners in that group, and Betsy, I know you can attest to just the amazing progress that the kids make, but it's really starting at the basics with them and developing that relationship and making it fun, because we don't want after school to feel like school. It should be fun. You've been in school all day. But we know that there's a lot that needs to happen in terms of making those gains. So that's the beauty of the work that we get to do, is that we can make learning fun and do things in a little bit different approach using great volunteers and staff. Other things that we're focusing on are Power Hour, which helps with homework every day, Monday through Thursday. We had some amazing art programs this past year, and if you've been downstairs, you've seen the results of that, because every club, there's 6 Boys and Girls Clubs here in Manatee County, they all participated in the art program this year. We've provided safety training with kids called Kids Smarts. That's on internet safety, substance abuse prevention in general. We've also had some great opportunities for sports. Track, soccer, baseball, volleyball, just a variety of things for kids to try and see what they're good at. And of course, summer is a great time for field trips and getting kids out in the community to explore places that maybe they haven't been to before, or some new new activities with regards to environmental conservation, to STEM, to a whole variety of things. And in addition to Jaden being our Youth of the Year from the high school level, we also have a Junior Youth of the Year program, and we announce one finalist from each of the 6 clubs, who then get to kind of square off with judges. And Jaden can attest it's pretty hard to sit in front of a panel of judges and answer questions and write essays and do all those things. But we start that at the 5th grade level, so that young people can really start developing those skills and building up their confidence and their abilities. And I just wanted to share the example from Manatee L of what these young people are like, because Samuel Garcia was the Junior Youth of the Year for Manatee Elementary. And he shared that the club helped him experience a lot of new things, including photography, cooking, and sports. He's really good at soccer, but he loves science and geography. Those are sort of like his sweet spots. And in fact, one of his talents is that he can recognize countries just based on the shape of the country. And he actually put the judges to the test, because he asked them to draw a country, and they drew Italy. And he looked at it and he goes, I don't think that's quite right. I think it's supposed to be Italy, but this is how it looks. They were pretty blown away by that. It was not set up at all. I mean, it was just very amazing. But the other thing is, and this is really, I think, where the rubber hits the road, are the values that our young people are expressing in their learning. And what Samuel shared was that he learned at the club to treat people how you want to be treated, and to not make judgments on people, because you don't know what their story is, and you need to get to know them. And boy, isn't that a lesson for us all, right? I mean, that was pretty amazing to read. So lastly, because I know we're going to run short on time, and I want to leave room if there's any questions, particularly for Jaden. But I also wanted to let you know other news of what's happening at Boys and Girls Clubs. We actually are having our board retreat the end of this week, and I know we have some board members that are also part of Kiwanis, so it's great to have that energy in the room. But a lot of talk and focus has been about workforce readiness, which I know anyone who's an employer in here can attest to the challenges we have in the current market as far as attracting and retaining talented workforce. And so one of the great things we get to do at Boys and Girls Club is engage our young people starting pretty early on in learning what those opportunities might look like and how to really explore and discover those things using things like virtual reality and giving them an opportunity like in middle school to try out a career just based on a virtual experience as a starting point. And then from there talking about, well, what other fields might relate to that and how can we get you some hands-on experience actually meeting some employers in that industry and getting out in the community and working with them. This past year we started a pilot program with Career Source Suncoast, and we were able to provide pre-apprenticeships that were paid at Sun Hydraulics, so that young people could go there. And this is in the high school level, but really to, really get some great experience and see where they want to go. Because the last thing that we want to see is that a child is graduating from high school and they have no idea what they want to do next, right? Because then you become disengaged and it becomes much harder to get the traction going again. And folks that work in higher ed will tell you that their average age of students is in the mid-20s and 30s. So what's happening from high school until then? And what we're trying to do is reduce that gap by helping our young people to really see those opportunities early on, to find their pathway, and then to make sure they're set up for success. So that's a lot of the conversation that we're having at the board level with strategic planning. And there's also all kinds of other great, cool programs that we're doing, such as mental health and wellness through the arts, which folks that have been involved in that and really understand the psychology behind it, there's some real value there. Cool programs with community partners like Ringling. We're going to have another art show there this summer. Bringing counselors into the club to work with kids after school so that they have a space where they can feel that they really can connect in, and it goes beyond the mentorship to actually having counselors in club. Our RBI program in the summer with the Pirates is always a big hit, and getting our kids exposure to that. And we're starting an esports program for teens, which is a pretty cool opportunity to engage in some competition that can be done at a national and even international level. So that is very quick highlights in a very quick period of time, but I want to open it up to any questions you all have. And Jaden, if you could come back up, that would be great. Does anyone have a question for Jaden?
What's the plan going forward?
I'm going to college. I'm going to St. Louis University.
Do you have a particular major yet?
Study sports management.
We actually have a club alum who works for ESPN Sports, a local club alum, and pretty amazing to put them in connection and, look at where that will take us, and look at our friends at the Pirates and what they've gone through in sports management. There's a lot of opportunity there. It's exciting.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you should tell them what position you play in football, too. So we got to keep up.
I play corner at Palmetto High School. It's number 24.
Question.
Jane, what advice would you give to students coming up behind you that may want to compete for Youth of the Year at Boys and Girls Club?
Just be yourself, really. That's all you have to do is be yourself. Speak the truth. People like the truth, no lying. So that's about it.
That's great. Don't
You
go
have to
yet.
stay. Oh. Dawn can leave, but you can't. All right, a Bradenton Kiwanis tradition is to give out a golden ruler to help you measure your future success, and you've got a lot of bright future ahead of you. So congratulations. All right, again, we are not here next week. We are at the ballpark, eating food, enjoying a ball game. It should be a great experience. We'll be back here on April 4. Again, Congressman Burgess Owens, so let's pack the house. If you know you're going to bring guests with you to help us on the food count, could you email myself, Mac, and we will try and make sure that we have enough food for a big haul full if we need to. So if you can kind of help us out a little bit, if you know you're bringing guests, please get with us so we can make sure that we have enough food here and we have a great day learning a lot from that congressman. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you.